What's going on, guys? I hope everybody's having a very, very fantastic morning. I'm glad you're joining me on this episode of Treehouse Talks, where I sit in my son's treehouse and I talk about anything and everything, whatever's on my mind. Okay? So, y'all are going to help me out because this is something that for over 10 years has completely bamboozled me. Okay? I have no idea where I even feel about this issue, okay? Every time I think I say, aha, I've got it, I'm not 100% in. I don't know where I really land on this issue. So I do what everybody else does these days. I crowdsource my opinions. I want you to tell me how I should feel about this particular topic. So, here's what happened. Now, I'm not going to mention any names because I want to respect people's privacy. But a couple years ago, and when I say a couple years ago, I mean like 10, maybe more than 10 years ago, someone was at my grandfather's house and had approached my grandfather and said, "Hey man, what's up with that? What's up with this grill? This is a nice looking grill." They said, "What grill?" They walk over to it, and as they got closer, it was very clear that this grill was the top of the line, all bells and whistles, premium grill. Whoever's grill this was, this person paid a lot of money for it. So they walk over to the grill, which it was obvious that this grill had been sitting there for a long time. I mean, it was, you could just tell by looking at it that it had rust marks and it had leaf litter all over it. It was just sitting out in the open, not really being used. This person asked my grandfather, "Hey, what's up with this grill, man? This is a nice grill. Why is it just out here abandoned like this?" He says, my grandpa says, "Oh yeah, I've pulled it apart, took it apart, disassembled it, put it back together, tried to, diagnose, but it's not working. I don't know. I mean, I've just pretty much washed my hands of it. It doesn't work, right? And I don't, I've done all I can do, and it's just the more and more I try to work on fixing this grill, the more and more frustrated I get, and I'm getting older now. I shouldn't be getting this worked up because it's not good for my health. So I really just left it here, and I'm just haven't had time to put it to the street yet." And so this person says, well, let me take it home. Let me take it home, and I'll put it back together. I'll look at it. And if I get it working, do you think I could just keep it? He says, "Well, yeah. I mean, if you get it working, you can have it. I mean, I'm not doing anything with it. So, but I'm telling you now, you're not going to be able to fix it. Okay? I'm just telling you right now. If there was a way that this thing could be repaired, I would have already figured out a way. Okay? This thing is basically a boat anchor at this point. You can't fix it." He says, "Well, I can try. And if I don't succeed, I'll put it out to the street for you." He says, "Okay. I mean, that's fine. I mean, it's just sitting here rotting, and you're gonna do all the heavy lifting for me. So if you want it, it's yours. Get it out of my hair, because I'm sick of looking at it myself, to be honest." So the guy loads it up in his truck. You think he takes it home and starts working on it? No, he goes right up to Walmart. He parks his car right in front of Walmart, 30 feet away from the exit doors, in the fire lane. He gets out of the truck and he says, "I need to speak to a manager." Goes over to the manager, and the manager says, "Yeah, man, calm down, slow down. What's the problem? He says, "Hey, man, look, I bought this grill 3 months ago from the Walmart over down the street, okay? And this thing was supposed to be y'all's premium, top of the line grill, and it worked for about 2 months, and now it won't work. I've took it apart, I've disassembled it, put it back together again, tried to repair it, tried to figure out maybe it's this, maybe it's that, but nothing works. I need a replacement. And the guy says, the manager says, "Oh, okay, sir, just calm down. Let me see." You know, so they go and they find the serial number and they go, "Okay, yeah, okay, I see it is, you know, this is a grill that we sell. Okay, well, yeah, it looks like we have one in stock, but you'll have to put it together yourself." That's fine, give me that one. So the manager of Walmart takes the grill out of this person's truck and loads them up with a brand new in-box identical grill, and the guy goes home and unpacks the box and puts it together, and now he's got a brand new, unblemished, completely working premium grill. So that's the story. A couple days later, my granddad just happened to be in the neighborhood of this person, and he just thought he would have a little fun. And he wanted to see, he thought maybe the grill would be like, you know, in 100 pieces, because he finally got so frustrated that he broke this piece and he broke that piece, and he took a hammer and which was very close to what my granddad was about to do to this grill. Much to his surprise, he goes over there and he finds the exact same grill that he purchased, but it's a brand new one. It's obviously not the same one that my granddad gave him. It's the same one, but brand new. So he goes and he knocks on the man's door and he says, "Hey man, this isn't the grill that I gave you." He goes, No. He goes, "Well, what happened to the one that I gave you?" He goes, "Well, funny enough, the day that you gave that to me, I went all the way to Walmart and I told the manager that I had bought it at another Walmart and that it stopped working, and I was pissed off, and I kind of, played with him. I said, "Yeah, this grill, y'all sold me this grill and it's supposed to be the greatest grill ever and blah, blah, blah," so I had to kind of act like I was worked up, right? But anyways, the manager bought it. He bought my story. And so he swapped me out and just gave me this one. And my granddad said, "Well, I don't understand." Now, this is what is perplexing to me, right? This is what really bothers me, because on the one hand, it seems like you should, on the one hand, you could say, or you could reason that grill should have gone to my grandfather, right? But this is where I have a problem, right? We have scrappers in our neighborhood. And they come pretty much every weeknight, I would say. But basically, scrapping, and I've never done it myself, but I mean, apparently it's lucrative on some degree because people keep doing it. But basically what scrapping is, if you don't know, is they go around from neighborhood to neighborhood, street to street, and they look, they see things that people have discarded. You know the saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure, okay? Now, these scrappers that come through and they see an abandoned refrigerator and they say, "Ooh, I can fix that up, or I can scrap it and sell it for parts or whatever," okay? Do I deserve, if I put my refrigerator out, do I deserve a cut off of whatever money that they're making, knowing that it's just trash and I just have discarded it? Well, no, I don't. If you put your trash or you offer to take someone's trash for them, doesn't that kind of mean, isn't the implicit contract is that it's trash, I'm not going to do anything with it, whatever you want to do with it is your business, right? And see, that's where I'm hung up. I don't really understand where I land on this issue. On the one hand, was it dishonest that he made up this story to the Walmart manager? Yes, that's dishonest, okay? But that is a separate issue, okay? How in the world can you say, if someone says, here, I'm not doing anything with this, it's trash, you take it, how in the world can you now retroactively say, well, wait a minute, that's not fair, that should have been mine? It's like, sounds like to me that you're mad because you didn't think of the idea that I had. But on the other hand, does anyone believe for a second that this man ever had any intention of trying to fix it up himself? Absolutely not. He knew from the onset, from the moment he asked if he could take it and fix it up, before it was even in his truck, he knew that his intention was to go to Walmart and try to fool the manager. He knew that. Right? And so that's another element of what makes this so complicated, because if that's true, then he should have never ever made up this bogus story about, oh, I'm just going to try to fix it up. He should have been honest. I do agree with that. Okay? Now, would that have changed the outcome? It might have. It might have. But just looking at where things stand, just how they played out, was there misconduct on the part of the man? Yeah, there was. Okay? Does that ascend to the level where that person should have given it up, given the new grill to my grandfather? I don't think so. Okay? And my grandfather can roll over and cry and throw a fit, blah 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 blah. But the fact remains, how things played out, what my grandfather did with his grill is his business. What this person did with the grill is his business. So, yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. Thank you for coming to this episode of Treehouse Talks. I am your host, David Bass. We'll see you next time. Bye.